In fact, remember, the peace deal between the centre and ULFA is in the final rounds. We're given to understand a peace pact is likely to be inked by both sides on the 29th of December. In fact, the pro-talk faction of the ULFA is currently camping in the national capital. Republic also spoke to some of the members who played an instrumental role in the negotiation which started back in 2011. Listen in to some of the interviews that we've got for you.
When we initiated the talk, actually, basically it was my effort, and with Professor Mamuni Rosham with me at the front. So we exchanged a letter in 2004. At the end of 2004, Mamuni Rosham Gujarat sent a letter to GO, Government of India, to the Prime Minister himself, and the letter was, the green signal was given. And then I pleaded with the Alpha leadership, especially Paresh Barua, and he said for the first time in 25 years that you go ahead. Then again there was an exchange of letter in 2005, in February and in June. And then there was a deadlock. And to break the deadlock, the PCG was formed. And I was officially a member of the PCG. But see, in Assam, we want the whole Alpha unit, one unit for talks. But what happened? In 2010, when Hasina government came, in 2008 December, Hasina government came, and then they led to a crackdown, and in 2009, Raskwa and a few other senior functionaries, they were caught and they were handed over to the Government of India. Then in 2011, they started the peace process. At the time, the Home Minister was P. Chidambaram. And he did a great mistake by declaring that the talk can be held without Paresh Barua. Paresh Barua is not only the military chief of Alpha, but his name is synonymous with Alpha. Like the Indian National Congress, Gandhi's name was synonymous with the Indian National Congress, or a symbolic head. So Alpha's symbolic head, anywhere you go in Assam, Paresh Barua's name is synonymous with Alpha. In 2011, when they initiated the talk with the Charter of Demand, that too prepared by, Hongjukta, Parishad, Honmilita Jatiyo Parishad, headed by Hiranya Saikia. So, Hiranya Saikia, we all know that he was opposed to the historic Assam agitation against the foreigners, and he was basically against the Alpha's movement. But at that time, ironically, he became the figurehead of the entire, the Charter of Demands. So it is very surprising that the Charter of Demand placed by Alpha leadership to Government of India is written by a team headed by Hiranya Saikia, not by Alpha leaders themselves. And that Charter of Demands actually, it was, it lacked the aspirations and expectations of the people. Because in Assam, we are facing a very peculiar situation. It is not like that the people are facing in other Indian states. We are now being outnumbered by foreigners. At the same time, people are very poor, irrespective of the natural resources we are having. So that led to, that internal colonization or neglect by New Delhi has led to the armed rebellion in 79 with the formation of Alpha. And after, almost 43 years of Alpha's history, with the division that came with the announcement by Chidambaram that without Paresh Barua, the talks can be held, and that has led to the formation of Alpha Independent in 2012. The people of Assam, they want one organization, not divided into two. Now, they are going to sign an accord, and Alpha Independent remained as an organization, with Paresh Barua heading that organization, and their camps are basically based in Myanmar.
So basically, you are blaming the Congress for this fail to bring in Paresh Barua, and at the same time you want to say that without Paresh Barua, these talks will not succeed, or the signing of peace accord will not, materialize on the ground.
See, they have, just now I mentioned that the Charter of Demand prepared by a team headed by Professor Hiranya Saikia, and that too he was against that movement, and the Chidambaram historic blunder, you can say, by saying that it can be done without Paresh Barua. So that has led to the division of the organization in 2012, or in fact in 11. But they have taken, in a different shape or a different organization in 2012. Alpha Independent, headed by Paresh Barua. So if you leave Paresh Barua, anybody you go and talk to any damn person in Assam, this Alpha means Paresh Barua's name is synonymous with Alpha. So if you minus him, so there is no use. Now you can sign an accord with Raskov faction, but the main issue or the core issue will remain. The Indo-Assam conflict will remain without Paresh Barua.
My one question that I particularly have in mind is that, say, what the government is also saying that after the signing of this accord with the Pro-Talk faction, they will have ample time to focus separately for talks with Paresh Barua. Do you think that that is going to bring in some realistic view here in the state?
Yes, definitely. See, during some of his interaction with me, Paresh Barua has clearly he has mentioned, I think he has sent the message to government also that they can go ahead with Rashtra's faction. He has nothing to do with it. So if Rashtra's faction, if they sign an accord, then the government can focus entirely on the Paresh Barua's faction or Alpha Independent. Yes, definitely it will be a very practical thing to do.
What do you think? What will be the outcome of this peace pact to be signed on December 29th?
See, already I have mentioned the Charter of Demands presented to Government of India by a committee headed by Professor Hiren Guhai. It is a weak Charter of Demands, politically weak. And basically, now what they are saying, that they are trying to fulfill the clause 6A of the Assam Accord. Alpha was formed to liberate in Assam from the clutches of the Indian colonial exploitation. And everybody, they wanted that, there should be an alternative arrangement, at least some political package where the indigenous people or the Assamese and all the indigenous people of Assam, they have some political, safeguards along with their, the right over land and resources.